tonight's topic is actually quite a lengthy one. I'll try and go through it as fast as possible. First of all, I want to thank the new subscribers and current subscribers and viewers for following us and commenting. Absolutely love everything you guys are doing. So tonight's topic is, here we go, Prince Harry versus the media. We're going to go in turns like we usually do. I'll throw the first question to Leon. Why is the media so obsessed with Prince Harry?
It's a narrative. They're building up a narrative that he is an arrogant, some so and so. He has been an angry, arrogant kid. Now, but the problem is that was when he was a kid, a teenager. He had to go through the crap, and he has had it in for the media pretty much since Princess Diana died, and now he's found a way to get away from it. But the media are chasing him and building up bloody stories one after another. It just drives it drives him crazy. It's driving me crazy. You can imagine how it's driving both Harry and Meghan.
Luna, same question, your answer. Why is the media so obsessed with Prince Harry?
Prince Harry sells. Magazines are all about money. Like, what other purpose do they have other than to bring us gossip and stories that we want a sticky nose on? It's not our family. It's not our friend. What connection really do we have with them at the end of the day, besides the fact that their job role is to be a royal family to a country or whatever it is. But yeah, Harry sells. It's out of all the royal members, he left, number one. People are way more interested in the fact that he left. Oh, let me go and sticky beak at what he's doing now. Let me go and see what he's doing. And the media and magazines provide that for us. So therefore, why would they not drop a story on I'm going to say it, pretty much the royal families are celebrities in a way. Why would they not want to drop the hottest story on the celebrity in town and what he's doing and what he's up to? And yeah, Leon's right. He has had to deal with this his whole life, and he probably is sick of it. They all are probably sick of it at the end of the day, but it comes with the job role. I'll say that.
Good answer. Bucket, same question, your answer. Why is the media so obsessed with Prince Harry?
But the thing is about Prince Harry is I think that even though Prince Harry literally has admitted to saying, I hate the media, that the media is phone tapped me, I'm going to sue you for whatever, he kind of also relies on the media as well to keep him relevant. And it's actually funny because if it wouldn't really be that hard for Harry to actually do a cease and desist off all media outlets. It really wouldn't be that hard for him to do that. But because he likes to give out breadcrumbs to sell some of the other programs that he's got, for example, his Netflix thing and his Spotify stuff, and of course Invictus Games and stuff like that, he kind of also needs them. So I find it actually ironic that he'll say on the media, during the media, I hate the media, whilst basically being on the media.
He says that to the media.
Yeah.
And they run it as the hottest story on town, and it sells.
He could have just basically just not said anything and just ignored them, but he needs the media to say, I hate the media.
I'll say this right. Prince Harry could do a fart and they would somehow find a way to sell that and make millions. So he could literally walk past and do a little wink and that would be the most groundbreaking story. So don't even think it's absolutely anything. I think they both feed off each other, to be honest.
Yeah.
Forget about classical gas. We just got British gas right there.
This is why I think the media is so obsessed with him. They've been obsessed with him since birth. Harry has always been the rogue kid. He's the spare. He's the spare to the heir, which means he doesn't have to put up with what William is going through, and he never will. The thing is, he can do whatever he wants at any given time, his way or the highway, his rules. And they're obsessed with him because he doesn't follow the thumb or the crown. The rules of the crown is hug babies, shake hands, take selfies, talk to people, well wishes. He's always been, this is me, don't like it, move on type of thing. And I think anything to do with, as Bucket said, his Spotify deals, his Netflix deals, his Archwell, and now he's rebranded his royal website back up. He's brought it back up. And I think it's Sussexes.com or something like that.
I believe it is Sussex.com.
Yeah, so I think they're in the process of getting rid of Archwell or keeping Archwell as a side project, but now Sussex.com is all about them being, royals without the thought of being working royals, but yet Prince Harry, I think this is why they're obsessed with him, because anything he says or does, he could sneeze and they'll make something of it. He could be seen riding a roller coaster or smoking, or he could be, looking at another girl and they'll make the issue a problem.
Yeah, I can actually imagine that. It says Prince Harry sneezes while smoking on the wrong side of the tracks on a roller coaster.
Prince Harry breathed today. But I will say this though as well. I want to add that they have been extra obsessed with him ever since he wrote that line about his mother.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
he's
mean-
basically writing something that says Prince Harry, proof that he's related to Princess Diana.
I mean, I have to say, I'm a huge Prince Harry fan. I'm sorry, I am. But that moment when I heard that, him saying he was thinking about his mother when he, that was the foulest moment. Prince Harry, come on, mate, come on, that's a bit.
30 years, he'll regret that one for a long time. I just know it.
That's definitely meme. That's definitely meme.
I
Just hope no one turns what I just tried to do into a meme.
been done, but why? I assume that we're talking about his book. Is that true?
Yeah, well, the part of his book where he found the Elizabeth Arden cream
Royal Wiener.
Put it on his tosh.
on his todger.
Is that what you call it? A todger? Yeah.
Oh,
What a weird name to describe, your member. I mean, what a weird name. Like,
Well, called it Free Willy.
put a hat on.
Which goes to my next question. Here we go. What is it about Prince Harry that upsets the media, Leon?
Well, sometimes obviously he said he hates the media, and the media have just gone for him ever since that. I think mainly it's because he is not talking to the media, and the media are writing 10 BS stories one after another, like the most recent one. On a more serious thing, obviously we know that King Charles just was treated for cancer and stuff like that, and Prince Harry spent a little bit of time with him. And there was one report on there which I nearly fell over because I literally was holding it because I was laughing my head off because of how stupid it was. A royal a royal expert said that, he didn't want to hang around Camilla or whatever. That's just absolute garbage. I mean, fair dinkum. I mean, what would you do, right, if, say, you were in another country and your parent or whatever was just diagnosed with cancer and stuff like that? Wouldn't you want to get down there as quick as possible to see? And if you have had problems in the past, at least try and patch it up? Of course you freaking would. The media are a bunch of morons. So I can understand why Prince Harry is angry, and I can understand, the media have just crabbed on one after another because Harry went and saw his dad because he was getting treated for cancer. I look at those and I fume because it drives me mad, and it makes me snap on these people on Twitter, as Kat knows, because I sent Kat a couple of posts with my responses attached to them.
Luna, what is it about Prince Harry that angers the media so?
Nothing. They love him. Like I said, he could do a fart and they would love that. They would just want to talk about him all the time. He could literally be the world's most dangerous criminal, prince turned criminal, and they would run that story for 30 years. They'd make documentaries about it. There'd be books about it. There'd be fan fiction written about it. There'd be everything written about it. And end of the day, the only person who I think really hates them is Piers Morgan. And
Oh my God, doesn't he ever hate Harry?
look, he does this thing where he finds something viral or he finds something worth talking about and trying to figure out all their secrets and expose them or whatever he wants to do. And he just goes hard on it. He focuses hypertension on it, and he just into it so much. I don't think so much that he hates them. I think it's so much that they bring him views, that brings him attention. And the more and more that they don't respond and they don't feed into it, the more he has to scramble for stories and dig into things. And that annoys him to all ends, I would believe. But as far as the media goes, they portray him the way that sells. Okay, so if Harry, remember back in his, when he was serving in the army and or whatever he was in whatever one he was in, and remember all the mischief he used to get up to. Remember the nightclub incidences. Remember how hard they try to cover those up. Remember how hard the media just exposed them. When it comes to selling a story, they could have sold that story as a young man who's lost his mother and is trying to figure out who he is as a young adult. And, just like other young adults his age, he wants to fit in, even though he's the prince. They could have spun that story that way, but it wouldn't have sold.
Yeah.
What did sell was
Morgan, you mentioned the Piers Morgan, by the way.
nightclub fiasco and his brother too. Yeah, that's what sells. So
Richard Piers Morgan, Luna. Now, this is the statement I'm reading. This is from Sky News about a week ago. Invading the privacy of the royal family is utterly reprehensible, and on that, I share Prince Harry's opinion. I just wish he'd stop doing it. That was Piers Morgan's response to that settlement just a week ago.
Yes. Now let me ask Buckets the same question. What is it about Prince Harry that upsets the media so much?
I don't know who keeps bugging us, but can you stop? I noticed Luna's smiling all of a sudden. What was the question again?
What is it about Prince Harry that angers the media so much?
Do you
Riles them up.
Do you honestly think they're really angry about it? I think that they're loving it because they're basically making a profit out of him. Do you know who it is angering? It's angering the people who read the papers. That's who it's angering. But even then, 99% of the media that comes out of the UK is mostly made up. There are so few newspapers that actually do tell the truth and make a story out of it. Everything else is just pathetic. Like really, it really is. And like there was my friend of mine was telling me that there was a story about Boris Johnson's hair and whether this would basically mean that he would win the election based off his hair. It's like, who actually cares about Boris Johnson's hair or not? That's the type of media you get in the UK.
Luna, I'm going to go back to you. What is it about Prince Harry that upsets the media so much?
I don't really remember how I was going to conclude that. Sorry, so that's okay. You can just skip on to your answer, Angel. Thank you for that, though.
If I can retract, you were saying, or reiterate, you were saying that anything he does, like out of the nightclubs, or if he's, doing something wild, that the media are just there pausing, taking.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so as I was getting at, the way that we say, when you're saying why do they hate him, I don't think that they hate him. Even if they write a story that seems like slander or talking about his personal issues, I think it's more just to sell. But I would assume that the media absolutely love people like that, where they can just exploit them for money. So yeah, that's my whole answer.
For me, this is how it. What is it about Prince Harry that upsets the media? I think this might be a laugh coming from all three of you. This is how I view it. It's like having a relationship with someone and you break up with them and they become your ex. You want to spin stories, make up stories and fodder to people who will listen just for the sake of listening to a bunch of lies. You're not over your ex. You still love your ex, but you want to complain and bitch and groan about your ex. The stories, it's like they're in a relationship with him, but he isn't interested in a relationship with them. So they're salty. They're salty because there's no love there from him. Oh, we have feelings for Prince Harry, but Prince Harry doesn't have feelings for us. So we're just going to spin and spin and spin and spin and spin till we can't spin no more. Then we'll find something else to spin about and whinge and whine. That's how I see it. They are so salty and so angry because he has said to them, I don't like you, don't want anything to do with you, leave me alone, because he doesn't want the same fate to happen to him and his family that happened to Princess Di. So the best way to do is, yes, he went on a press interviews. Yes, he did his book and audio. Yes, he went on Oprah. Yes, he did this and this and this, but which was wrong on Harry's part. But the question is, no one actually asked this question, is why he did it. And I think why he did all this, is you pointed something very interesting out, Luna, which is when he was a young adult, he didn't know who he was after his mother died. And he had said to this very day that grieving for him, he's had to go through therapy and counseling, because for years and years and years and years, he's believed that his mother was alive, that she was going to plan for him and William to join her. There was a signal that, it was a different car that she was in. And when he finally went through the tunnel on his own in Paris with a driver, the same speed, he fully came to knowing, yes, his mother's, not alive anymore. And I think this is the reason why he's done all this, is because he's never known, as he said, how to fit in when it comes to the media or when it comes to his family. He's never fit in. He's the rogue prince. Okay, that's just my 2 cents. Next question. You guys brought up Piers Morgan, so I'm going to chunk this one on instead. How is Piers Morgan abusing his role as a journalist to exploit Harry, Leon?
Well, to be fair, Piers Morgan has been a journalist for a very long time. Now, he mentioned one time on Sky News when he was interviewed by Paul Murray at one stage, if I'm reporting on you, I'm going to destroy you. He literally openly said that. And he has been going hard after Harry for a very long time, and to his detriment as well, because he has been sued by Harry a couple of times actually. So talk about Piers, needs to pull it back. He needs to rein it in, because he can't go too hard. If you go too hard and just flat out make stuff up, then you're open to litigation, you're open to lawsuits and all that sort of stuff. So Piers knows when to pull back. So he's just poke. Yeah, I think the phrase I think I'm looking for here, he's poking the bear with a sharp stick and seeing if, and the bear being Prince Harry, to see if he bites back.
But also, Luna, how is Piers Morgan abusing his role as a journalist to exploit Prince Harry?
Piers Morgan is an expose investigator, journalist. I believe Piers Morgan would most likely have had a certain type of upbringing to get him so attracted to this type of mental game. I don't know how to explain it. There's some reporters who report and do a good job on it, and they do their due diligence, they do their homework. Piers Morgan goes into degrees that it's kind of like how somebody with autism hyperfixate on one thing and they get really smart at it or they get really good at it. He's that same way with this expose type of stuff. He's so obsessed with drama and putting people's secrets out there and making money from it, that he just does it to people who, like, you know, oh, look over there, oh, they're a celebrity. Oh, that's their fault for becoming such a big celebrity. Let me go and look into their life now and absolutely talk crap about every aspect of it, even though it's not my life. That's the type of journalist he is. That's the type of man that he is. That's where he makes his money. And you'll find, and I know it's sad to think this, but there's people out there that share his animalistic mental trait, and they appreciate other people like that, and they do come together like a pack of wolves in a way, and they all kind of, it's like a room full of narcissists. Okay, they all hate each other, but they're all going to keep coming together because they're more powerful together, and that makes that individual person feel even more powerful. They appreciate his way of storytelling and putting his spin on it and whatever it is, which is sad. But yeah, he's a smart man who understands that details are important. He knows how to spin things and he knows how to make money off of it. And Prince Harry is his prize cow, if that makes sense.
Okay, it's a good answer. How is Piers Morgan abusing his role as a journalist to exploit Prince Harry?
I can't wait to answer this fucking question. Excuse my language. Piers Morgan, as we all know, okay, used to go out with Meghan.
No, he didn't.
Sorry?
He didn't. He
dumped
asked her out.
and then he got dumped.
He got ghosted.
He got ghosted.
Mhm.
And honestly, he felt like crap when that actually happened. And I think there's a part of him that basically, like I've seen his interviews before, on other people, not just Harry. But he's abused his role as a journalist because he was involved in a phone hacking scandal against Harry, okay, which is highly illegal. I mean, he's like 2 steps away from treason. And the way that he performs his journalistic type skills, it's almost not really journalism, it's more like an interrogation. It's like, who, what, where, how? You're going to tell me, all right? You're going to tell me or I'm going to expose you. I'm just going to expose you for everything you have. And he's really, 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 really aggressive. That's the other thing about it. And I applaud anyone who actually can sit through his interview techniques, if you can call it that. I call it an interrogation, and survive, right? And I think he does go a bit over the edge. I think sometimes he forgets who he's talking to. I think sometimes he forgets he's actually talking to a royal that's actually got a higher status to himself. I think he actually forgets that Harry, is closer to the throne than he will ever be in his entire life. And I wonder if Harry was first in line to the throne, would Piers Morgan still treat Harry the way that he's treating him now?
Not a chance, because he would recognize, because if Harry ever became king and Piers was still alive, you can bet that he would use his power. Harry would be the kind of person that would use his power to go right after Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
This is what I think. Piers Morgan, as Bucket said, asked Meghan, he actually DM'd her, asked her out. She ghosted him and went to Prince Harry's party by a mutual friend before she laid eyes on Prince Harry. She went to his party and then they started to quietly talk to each other, go on dates, fell in love, and the rest is history. Piers Morgan may call himself a journalist, but Piers Morgan is a gossip hog. Piers Morgan, forgive me for saying this, please don't come in, it's just my opinion, but I feel like Piers Morgan likes to kiss the British royal family's backside, because surely He thinks he's going to get a knighthood one day for spilling the tea. I think not. I think, as Bucket said, if Prince Harry were the first in line, he would never, or Leon said, he would never dare to open his mouth.
Piers Morgan wouldn't get knighted, he'd get piked.
Yeah. I think he's only maybe 2 steps under, honestly, treason right now. And if Harry hadn't left the royal family, to be honest, or fled to the United States with Meghan, I really wonder whether Meghan would, Harry would be interrogated as badly as Piers Morgan is doing. I think there's a part of Piers Morgan that thinks he's got the right to treat Harry the way that he does. But the reality is, he's a prince, okay? He's not a prime minister. He's not a UN secretary. He's not a council member. He's a prince, okay? It is, you know, and to be honest, he should have a little bit more respect, to be perfectly honest.
I think that even though Prince Harry has put his royal website back up, as Bucket said, he's a prince. He was born into the institution. He's going to be forever a prince. He may never touch the throne or sit on the throne, but he's a prince, which means he's the son of the king, which means he's the brother to the future heir to the throne, to the future king on the throne. So that means if Prince Harry wants to put his Sussex website back up, he can do so. And the fact that Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan are spewing over the fact that Prince Harry gave his kids the name Prince Archie of Sussex and Princess Lilibet of Sussex, he can do so.
Oh man, don't mention Megyn Kelly. She along with Piers Morgan are the 2 worst presenters you will hear on Sky News.
Now here's another question that I was going to do down the line, but I'll ask it anyway. What are some of the ways that Piers Morgan may be supporting William's side of the family versus Harry's side of the family, Luna?
William's next in line for the throne, and as you've said, if like as you guys are saying now, if Harry were the one that was meant to be next in line, Piers Morgan would never have done any of this nonsense. Even if he had married Meghan Markle, even if it had been allowed and that had have occurred and whatever went on, the respect comes with the duty, if that makes sense. He respects William and Kate because they're next in line. He respects the king because he's a king. He doesn't respect Harry because Harry chose to leave and marry Meghan, and you know she's a big time Hollywood celebrity, and Hollywood celebrities are known for putting all their life out there on the line like that. And I think he maybe thought Harry was trying to be a celebrity in that way, because he married one and he was doing all these interviews and stuff. But there is a certain, I don't know what it is when it comes to like kings or prime ministers or presidents, or even if they're a bad person, you're always going to find one interviewer or one reporter that like just respects them purely because of their job title. They don't know them for a bar or soap. They might not even respect their morals or what they stand for. But you know, I think that's the that's where he's going with this. I think he respects them more because he's next in line. Number one. Number two, he wants to get in his good book so that he can get interviews when he's next in line. Number three, probably pisses Harry off to a high extent that he does that. And that, again, feeds into that mental game that Piers Morgan plays with people. It's a game of kind of like cat and mouse. He enjoys it when you put that little tidbit out there. You know, he'll be the type of person that at Christmas time, he'll give one person a whole car and then the other person will get like a bracelet or something, you know? It's little things like that. He's doing it on purpose and maliciously. I feel it's in his personality trait as a narcissist. And if you're able to spot things like that, you'll see it straight away. But if not, you're more than likely to be fooled by its nice exterior, if that made sense. Oh, he's nice to William, but he's not nice to Harry. Therefore, Harry, it's because Harry left the royal family. It's because of all these things I'm hearing about Harry. It's not, they never once questioned the journalist's perspective or point of view or where they stand in integrity.
Good answer. Leon?
I think definitely Piers is definitely sucking up, to be honest. He's got to suck up to the royal family, at least William, at least. He's got to defend William at all costs, because obviously when Charles kicks it, unfortunately, William will be the king. So Piers will be wanting to kiss up as much as he can, but I think Piers pretty much hates the royal family at the moment, because I'd imagine generations of spoiled brats and all that sort of stuff. Never really liked Charles, so he's never really liked Harry. However, William, on the other hand, is a little bit different, although William has had his moments lately, which it's just kind of like a couple of flags going off in my head at the moment. Will he be a good king? Will he be that king that everyone hopes that he is? So at the moment, there's a couple of flags, and I wouldn't be surprised if Piers picks up on that. If he's too busy not in denial about Harry, he'll probably pick up on that and start running some stories on William. So, he's got, but Piers is a gigantic suck up on William, that's for sure. But at the same time, William needs to snap out of this funk he appears to be in at this moment as well.
Okay, buckets. What are some of the ways that Piers Morgan may be supporting William's side of the family versus Harry and his family?
Well, I think the whole reason why Piers Morgan is even allowed to interrogate and harass Harry in this way is because William allows him to do it. If William didn't allow him to do it, he wouldn't do it at all. And I really wonder if the institution has actually planned Piers Morgan to actually do this, maybe even pay him to do it, in exchange for being keeping his bread and butter alive, because like I said, it wouldn't really be that hard to get rid of Piers Morgan. To be honest, it just take, okay, mate, you're fired and you're out. But I find it amazing that Piers Morgan doesn't want to touch the fact that William's already had an affair, doesn't want to touch the fact that allegedly he was actually quite violent as an older brother, doesn't want to touch the fact that William didn't want to have anything to do with Harry whilst he was in high school, doesn't want to touch any of those things, but still effectively likes to bully Harry relentlessly. Why didn't he bully the Queen? Why didn't he bully King Charles? Why didn't he bully Prince Regent William? It just seems like he's picked a side and he's gone, yep, I'm going to pick this side because Harry is fair game, but everyone else isn't. And I think the institution have seriously allowed him to do that, and may have even strategically allowed him to do that.
I don't think the institution has paid him. Again, don't come for us, please. I don't think the institution has paid him. But if you're a royal that doesn't cause drama or doesn't want to be seen in the spotlight or has nothing to say, you would want the media to paint you in the most beautiful light and most picture perfect colors and the picture perfect paints, and you want to look like a masterpiece. You want to come out looking golden. You don't want your name mentioned because you want them to see only your good side, right? So what they're trying to do is, or what he's trying to do is he's trying to see the bad side of everything instead of looking at Harry's good side, which is 2 decades as a veteran touring Afghanistan, right? He's a war hero. Second of all, he gave 10 years. Third of all, the fact that Harry's pretty much like his mom. Basically, when our late beautiful Princess Diana gave that Panorama interview, right? She said that Camilla was the third person in the marriage. It was quite crowded. And then Harry, lo and behold, had a similar interview and said the similar words, right? So Harry is only trying to show his love for and passion for his mom. And the other thing is, no matter what he does right, he will always do wrong in everybody else's eyes. Now he's like, oh, he came to London and spent 24 hours here, and he only saw his dad for 45 minutes. In that 45 minutes, they discussed this. To be honest, that's why I wanted to scream out to Piers Morgan, because were you there? Were the media there when the meeting went down? Did they get a transcript of what was said? Did they hear anything? Did they see
They
anything?
hack his phone again.
Could have, but the thing is, we as a society don't know what happens behind closed doors. He legit loves, he said he loves his brother and he loves his dad. He's probably scared shitless of losing another parent. So of course he's going to go see him, even if it's for 45 minutes. The man has cancer. He wanted to go and rest so he can start his treatment, right? And he flew back. He flew back because, once again, they all push him out. Instead of welcoming him home and giving him a fair chance, they push him out, and he gets on a plane and leaves because he probably felt uncomfortable, uneasy in his own home grounds. That's why he lives in America, because the media trashes him to a point of they don't want to see the good side of things, because as Luna pointed out earlier, if they see the good side of things in Harry, they have nothing to talk about, nothing to write about or report. And that's how it's being run. Now, the next question I want to ask, should England show empathy towards Harry based on his traumatic life in childhood, Luna?
They do. They may not be the ones in face of the media, but they do. You find there's a large amount of people that absolutely rallied around those two boys when Diana died, and they were absolutely appalled at the media showing their faces. I think it was at her funeral, I remember. They showed them crying, or they were next to their father, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a large amount of people that absolutely were sickened by that. And they stopped buying tabloids, they stopped reading about it, they stopped, because at the end of the day, regardless of whether they're princes, kings, God, a trash man, a janitor, whatever it is, they lost their mum at a really young age. They were just little boys. They just, you know what I mean? They just wanted their mum to love them, and she had a tragic accident and they're gone. And then all of a sudden they also have to deal with the fact that, okay, I'm also not like other kids. I'm royal. So therefore I've got all these security around me all the time. I've got to do this, that my father's in and out of the country all the time. I don't know this. I've got to stay with this nanny. The mentalness of it all was just too much. But yeah, sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry about that.
It's all right. Should England?
Yeah, okay. So I do believe, reading, that there was a large amount of people that rallied around them during this time and stopped buying into things. They didn't want to know about them. They just wanted the boys to grow up kind of semi-normal for a couple of years, trying to recover from losing a parent. One of the most traumatic things a child can go through. And yeah, I think that the media over there needs to be a bit more nicer. I think they need to just stop. He wanted to leave. He obviously doesn't want to be a part of that anymore as heavily as he was. Just pull back on it. Go and talk about the rest of the royal family. Why not talk about Prince stupid head that got involved with Epstein, you know? I think that's a great thing for them to investigate and really bring out and put him in jail.
Prince Stupid. I love that answer.
Put her ass in jail. That's the thing. But no. So at the end of the day, I think the people over there are really good. I think the media is the biggest enemy, and they really just want to make money. It's all about the money.
Absolutely, absolutely, it is all about the money, as what Luna said. But as I believe it might have been Diana's funeral when they got a shot of the kids and they were crying because the media needed their porn shot, if you know what I mean. They needed that shot. I mean, at what cost? At what cost? Their own soul. That's what it cost them. That's what it cost the tabloids. It cost them their soul, and it's been pathetic it's been pathetic ever since. It's just gotten worse and worse, especially in the UK. It has been just crap gossip after crap gossip. It has been like that for decades, and I'm not talking about the Royals either. Michael Jackson has sued them. You can name any artist under the sun, or musician, or actor, or whatever. They have sued the UK tabloids and the gossip columnists because their stories have been nothing but crap. And they don't stop. They continue posting crap after crap. So there needs, as far as there definitely needs to be empathy towards Harry for sure, because eventually they're going to get, how much money are we losing here? Is it really worth it? No, it's not. Start posting honest stuff instead of crap.
Moving
That's-
on. Go on.
Yeah, moving on. That's why I was asking the question: should England show empathy towards Harry because of his traumatic life and childhood?
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Considering I went on a 1-minute diatribe and answered the question. What?
Were you asking a question to me, or?
I think that England is Harry's home country. There's a lot of people who absolutely love and adore Harry in England. And there's a lot of people against Harry. But I think that no matter what, when he or if he decides to return to the royal fold one day, that he will be welcomed with open arms. I think that it's time that the brothers, whether they meet in person or whether they meet on Zoom or whether they talk over audio or video chat, I think the brothers need to hash this one out once and for all, air everything they want to air to each other privately, cry if they have to, get angry if they have to, but fix it. Because in the long run, I don't think that Diana would be very pleased with this outcome, because one, they were her boys, and two, I mean, this is not the way that things were supposed to go. I am hopeful that England will forgive Harry and he will return and they will fix things. And who knows, one day in the future, all this reporting might actually stop and things will go back to the way they were. I believe the brothers have a chance to unite. One, for their mother's sake, two, for their father's sake, and three, for the crown and country. Because in the end, Queen Mary of Teck actually said this: the crown must win. The crown must always win. And those were her words. And I believe that Harry believes in the monarchy, and he has said in interviews, yes, I still believe in the monarchy. So I believe that England will show the prodigal son some love and welcome him with open arms. Because when he did go see his father, they did say, welcome home, Harry. We love you, Harry. We've missed you, Harry. You know, good going, Harry. We're proud of you. And I think that England are starting to show empathy and kindness towards him. I think there's just that little step more to make. What do you think, Buckets?
Mind asking that question?
Yeah, of course. Should England show empathy towards Harry based on his traumatic life and childhood?
I think they should. I mean, look at what Harry's done for the crown. Harry's actually fought in actual wars. Like, it wasn't just him doing a Bob Hope special and then going home. It was basically him actually being a real combatant, actually leading troops. actually going to Afghanistan, doing, I think it was 3 to 4 tours to Afghanistan. Okay. So he actually has served his time dedicating his life to the crown. When he wasn't doing that, he's run several charitable events for both on and away from the crown. He's been forced to, even though he knows that he's never going to sit on the throne per se, he's always kind of followed royal protocol. And even though he's a bit of a badass and he kind of breaks the rules a bit, okay, it's only really his doing it. It only really got terribly bad when he did that Oprah interview. I mean, sure, he did actually do drugs like once. That was recorded, and he got in trouble for that. And he did show up to a dress-up party in a Nazi uniform as a joke, and he got into trouble for that as well, and got severely punished by getting a nice holiday to Australia to the War Memorial in Sydney. But maybe the worst thing he probably did was the Oprah interview. But in saying that, he's also done a lot of good things for the crown as well. So, like, Harry's kind of like a, you know, a 50-50 type of character kind of thing. But I think Harry has more freedoms than William could ever have. I think William's stuck in the institution and doesn't quite get why Harry doesn't want to basically serve him, because to him he's not just his brother, but it's his subject. But Harry's like, well, I'm never going to touch the throne, and you're making me serve to this family, and you're spouting all sorts of nonsense about me, and you're treating my wife like crap. Why do you want me to come back? Kind of thing. And the only reason why he really came back is out of love to see his father, who had cancer. So I don't think I think he actually has serviced his crown. I think he has serviced his family. I think he has served his country on the multiple avenues. So I think maybe the world and England should actually give him a break.
I agree. I'm going to ask one more question. And this question I like, because this question, Luna came up with it. And
This
I'm going
question church round. Sorry.
this question, Luna came up with it, and I'm going to ask it.
Is it truth or bullshit? Sorry.
Let's find out. Alrighty. Luna's question: what could reality be like for Prince Harry if the media and the reporters continue on the path that they are on? I'll throw this to Luna because she asked it.
There's going to be a few different possibilities here. I can see him being pressured to coming back, to taking back his power so that all this can stop. If it continues, I can see him maybe going off the rails. Something might send him completely nutty here. This is far too many years. This is all stemmed. They got really interested in those boys when Diana passed. They got real interested in them. And this all stems from that moment. And again, it's really hard to heal from a parent passing when you're a kid. You really do need your mum or a parent or a loving person there, whatever it is. People really do have a lot of trauma when they don't have that at a young age. A third thing, and I don't want to say it, but I think he's experimented with the thought of fast speeds and dangerous type of stuff before. It could all end pretty badly, you know. Maybe some sort of scandal happens. They're following him one day. He thinks, oh, hang on, let me drive and let me do this. I was in there. I've driven, you know, cars for the army, and I've driven planes and whatever else he's done. He gets in the front seat, and then something bad could happen. You never know what's. Again, maybe he would have a complete mental breakdown in that moment, thinking of his mother. And then the media being there to record that moment even more would even make things worse. And then his mental health could really go down. There's so many different avenues to this that people aren't understanding it. Another one, he could become a complete narcissist. This could absolutely turn him into somebody who wants revenge. And he could spend the next 30 years doing stuff to these reporters or to people who have angered him or annoyed him to just get back at them. You don't know what someone's mental health is like. You don't know what their mental capacity is like. And once someone's broken and once someone's gone too far, for instance, once you've unalived somebody, it's going to be much easier to unalive somebody again because you've already done it once. The whole anticipation and fear of leading up to that moment, you've already done it. It's no longer, you're now a psychopath in a way. Don't push someone to a point where they have to become a psychopath in order to protect themselves or their mental health. Another bad thing that I touching wood, everyone touch wood, the kids. When these kids get older, they're going to get real interested in these kids. And I don't know what, if these kids are going to be like Hollywood type of kids or royal type of kids or just in between. There's a lot of possibilities. I hope they become business type of kids. Stay in business. Don't get into either of those avenues. Don't become a celebrity. Stay an unknown person, if that makes sense. Do your business and make your money and come home at the end of the day. I hope that's what happens for them because they can see what their father's gone through and their mother's gone through in the media. But I can definitely see those kids being exploited and him absolutely losing it at the media. He will shut them all out. They will never go out. Maybe they could become hermits. There's lots of possibilities of this media war that they're bringing on him. He is one man. They are hundreds and thousands of reporters and magazines and newspapers and online publications. How can one man be expected to have to handle every single person's thought on him at the end of the day? It can do things to people who, for instance, William has his job to distract him. William's next in line for the throne. So as much as the reporters could be talking about him, he's got no time to worry about that. He's going to be the king. He's got to prepare and learn this and learn that and learn languages and learn this doctrine and learn about this law and learn this and what he has power of and what, all the areas that he needs to learn. That's what he's focused on. Harry doesn't have that. Harry has the fact, number one, his mum passed away. Number two, he's not ever going to be the king. He's just next in line if it so happens to be. And he's not even now that the kids are alive. He has to wait. He's just kind of there as a spare. The thought of you being a spare for something your whole life and you're born into it is a daunting thought. Rather than you putting yourself into that industry and becoming like an understudy, let's say, you willingly put yourself there. He didn't get that choice. And then number three, on top of it, he then has to cop the media the worst. I pray for him. I pray for his mental health. I hope that him and his brother are able to patch things up, obviously. But again, it's not my business. And I just pray that, and I hope that the media will stop one day and just let them live their life. I'm not that interested in what they're doing day to day. I just want them to be happy after their mother passed away, to be honest.
I love that. I love that. Leon, what could reality be like for Prince Harry if the media and the reporters continue on the path that they are on?
Well, to be honest, I think Luna pretty much said everything it needed to be said. I do fear that the media are going to push him one step too far. And because you are dealing with somebody who's been in the army, he knows how to pretty much off a bloke without even lifting his finger, without even lifting his pinky and stuff like that. So if I was the media, I'd be very weary of that because that's why they're not going too far. Because if they start going after the kids, then you've crossed the line. And you don't want to be crossing a line with somebody with military experience who could make you disappear. I hate to say that, but I hope that doesn't happen. Also, those scenarios, like eventually he's going to go, might go crazy and unfortunately history might repeat itself. The tunnel incident back in 1997 might actually repeat itself. And unfortunately, that was one thing that Harry, in his mind, predicted with that one of those specials. I do, or hopefully this is the best case scenario. The media will just get sick and tired of saying, like, what are we doing? Why have we been doing this for so long? And just let him go, leave him alone. But if I was the media, I would not go after his kids. They start going after his kids, then they've got a big problem on their hands. They will unleash that beast. You thought he was out of control with that Nazi party where he dressed up as a Nazi at a costume party. You thought that was bad. wait till he starts bringing his military experience out in the open.
Good answer, Buckets. What could reality be like for Prince Harry if the media and the reporters continue in the path that they're on?
If they continue with the path that they're on, then Harry just won't come home. He won't reunite with his family. He will just neglect to forgive and forget with William. And he'll just effectively divorce his own family because he doesn't want to have anything to do with them. And also, William needs to basically stop using the institution to continuously hound and harass Harry. And because, one of the things I notice about Harry is if Harry wears this particular shirt and Meghan wears a particular shirt, they get hounded and harassed for it. And they said, oh, how Diana-ish, they're copying another royal when they're not really royal themselves. They're not the right royal, or etc. But if William or Kate do exactly the same thing, wear exactly the same clothes, it's almost like they're celebrated for doing it. So there is a different perception with the both of them. But if in the future, if it gets to a point where no bridges can be made and the British public continue to hound and harass Harry's just going to go, well, what's the point of me even coming home to this cold, dank island that's got a crap beach on it and no coconuts except for the people who live here? I'd rather stay in America where it's nice and sunny and I can basically live by the beach and enjoy my life and have a cocktail or two with my children. Why come home to that? Why come home to a prison when he can stay in America and live in freedom? Why would you do that? So that's my 2 cents on it. If they don't want to have a repair and William basically doesn't drop the ego and they can't forgive each other, well, I'm sorry to say this, William, but your brother's not coming home.
I think what could really happen for Harry's reality. You've all said everything I want to say, but I'll add my final 2 cents of it, which is a disastrous end. But it doesn't happen. And also, as Bucket said, maybe a divorce from his family. They, from the beginning when they left to go to the States, they were called, they were just like Edward and Wallace Simpson. Those two are a replica of them. History is repeating itself. Did history repeat itself? I do believe history repeated itself, yes. But it's time that a repair happens, because when a repair doesn't happen, and take a look at the Queen when Her Majesty passed away, or when Prince Philip passed away first, Prince Harry and William were seen together for the first time in how many years, laughing and giggling and getting along. Now the Queen's passed away and there was a rift. I'm praying that there is no rift, God forbid, if Charles dies, because what's gonna happen for Harry is he may not even want to go to his brother's coronation, if that's the case. Every time he comes to the coronation, everyone gives him a death stare, whether he's with her or not. You know what I'm saying? When they come together, no one speaks to them. When he comes alone, they give him a death stare, and he feels like he's being mocked and laughed at and abused. And I think that's really wrong. I think it's high time the media stop these attacks before a massive. This is what I think is going to happen. There's going to be another massive lawsuit. He's already lost one and won one. If they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, he's going to get more nastier. And as Luna said, he might come for revenge. And that revenge could be the media again, and he will sue them, and he will win that court case, and they will all be out of a job. I know that's unlikely, very highly unlikely, but they will be without a job because they won't have Bitcoin anymore.
I don't know if they'll be out of a job, I'll tell you why. Because, well, someone's got to report the news that Prince Harry just sued a media company. So someone like The Guardian will probably report upon that just happened, and that sells more newspapers. And that it's basically like a caterpillar that keeps growing a brand new head. It'll just keep continuing. So you can't really stop the media, unfortunately, because there's always going to be someone that's always going to report, and there's just too many, as Luna said before. But I do think that Harry will it'll get to a point where Harry will just make his millions off just suing companies, basically. Just like Diana did before when she was alive. She just kept going to court all the time, having to sue companies for taking pictures without her permission. And she said one of the things she hated about being a royal was the fact that she had to continuously take media companies to court every 5 minutes for taking unsolicited photographs of her. You know?
The last thing I'll say is they even reported saying, "Oh, Prince Harry and Meghan were seen on the Canadian slopes awaiting the Winter Invictus Games." Oh, please, people, don't you just have anything better to write about?
They always associate themselves. The Royals always associate themselves with the Invictus Games. This is not even news. It's just stupid gossip.
I know, it's just annoying. Like, come on, people, like, it's anticlimactic.
I mean, that's like basically saying that
Anticlimactic.
it's like you.
What?
It's like you basically saying Leon goes to Coles, to the shock of many. Not really. I mean, you got to eat.
Exactly.
It's not really that interesting. It's kind of mundane. Better than Woolworths. So.
But anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Again, this was an opinion piece. Let us know in the comments what you think below. Thank you to the new subscribers, current subscribers, and viewers. Make sure you subscribe below. Luna, do you want to show them the way, my honey? All right.
It's over here.
Yeah, and like the button, press the bell. That'll give us a lot of content. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully, we will come up with a brand new fun podcast for Games Night. Thank you so much to Luna and Leon, and thank you to everyone. Please stay safe. God bless wherever you are. From Australia to the world. Good night.
Bye.